All right, you guys, top of the morning. I am excited. I'm full of gratitude. I am energetic. We drove home last night from Southern California, but it was not that bad of a drive. So before we get rolling, we have a couple guests on the line. Chris, go ahead and tell us, who do we have on the line today as guests?
Good morning again, Team Fast. I have two guests on the line this morning. I have my buddy Deshaun. He just got a certificate, just passed his classes. So he was curious about the business. So I invited him to the meeting this morning just so he get a feel of what to expect. Because he's hearing that we don't use what we learn on the test and things like that. So I just wanted him to get a feel of what's going on. And also I have my buddy Jason Gant. I've been knowing him a long time. He specializes in mental wellness, and I know we talk about that a lot. So maybe he could add something to Team Fast. I'm not sure, but I remember I tried to introduce him to you at one of the events, but we couldn't meet up. So I just wanted to welcome them and give them a big Team Fast welcome, you guys.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, welcome. And Jason, for mental health, mental awareness, I think that we're in an era now to where that is more spoke about, and there's more sensitivity around it, and there's more things that are being done about it. And I believe myself as a coach, I look at my role as more human development versus, I'm here to help coach agents, right? That's a very flat existence. I believe that my skills are rooted in human development. And so I appreciate you being here, Jason. Appreciate you being here, Deshaun. So let's go ahead and go right in this morning. I'm actually going to turn it over to Steffi. Steffi is, yes, Steffi, there's no shaking your head in group coaching, okay? This is a yes environment, all right? So Steffi made the decision last night to officially join Team Fast. Now, I would have been surprised if she'd gone anywhere else, but she got her license. She's been a part of our environment for many weeks here. And when we talk about abundance, you guys, you have to live in abundance. It's one thing to say, oh, it's an abundant environment, we're champions, and come and join us, and we'll be able to here to lift you. She's already experienced that before she even joined our team officially. And if she would have said no, guess what? She would have been able to still come to these rooms, still come to our events, because that's how we operate. It's not like, oh, we're abundant. Oh, you want to go somewhere else? Sorry, abundance stopped. This is just our environment. So Steffi, I want to have you bring us out on the field. I'm sure you're filled of excitement. I'm not feeling too well either. So let me lean to my sick buddy, and let's have you take us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. So without further ado, Steffi, let's go ahead and bring us out.
Good morning, everyone. I'm feeling much better today. I feel like once I made the decision to join, like the weight is lifted off my shoulders. Now I can just focus on being an agent and propelling my business forward. And I'm so stoked to be part of this team. And I don't know, what am I doing on the field today? Today is a Friday, and I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to go to an AVID today with Cam later in Richmond Hill. Okay. So I'll be doing that later today. And yeah, I'll awesome. Be doing onboarding stuff. I think you're going to be sending me the documents to do onboarding. So I'll be doing that as soon as possible. You guys will start seeing even more of me. Yes. I look forward to the collaboration with everyone on the team, and I know I have a lot to learn. So if you see me just peeking around, being a sponge everywhere, please welcome me. Please, share your knowledge with me. And I'm so excited to be part of this team. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. We're so excited to have you. And here's the thing, and you see this with top producers in our environment, from the Roxanne Adams to the Jen Oaks to the Christina Pineda, like constantly have that willingness to want to learn and to grow. The fact that you have asked so many questions this early on, and you're still asking questions, that goes for everybody on this call. I don't care if you've been in this game for 20 years or for 2 months, continue to ask questions, continue to grow, because we do not know everything in this business. So I appreciate you, and thank you for being here. Thank you to our guests. And Chris had mentioned something about Deshaun, all the stuff that you learned in the books, man, about riparian rights and air rights and water rights and all that stuff. None of that, none of that matters right now. What's going to matter is that you're going to learn skills and strategies and techniques and lead generation, what to say, how to say it, when to say it, what do I post on social, how frequently should I post on social, how do I build my brand? Those are the things that are going to matter in the coming months. And so hopefully you'll see a little bit of that and get a glimpse of what we're all about. So you guys, let's do this. How many people watched the webinar yesterday for the Don't Be Broken 2023? Raise your hand or give me an emoji on the screen if you watched that webinar yesterday, the one that we were hosting live in Southern California. All right, so I see a couple hands, I see a couple nods. All right, cool. So I would like to ask maybe 3 people to share what some of their takeaways were. And let me go back a step. So think about who's in the room. So Neil Dingra, and some of you guys are attending the Forward Academy and part of his coaching, which is absolutely phenomenal. But when I think back 5 years ago, I don't remember Neil being in our business. He was in the business, but I don't remember his name. How did he blow up? He blew up simply on Instagram, right? Instagram is his platform. That's how he's blown up. And that's how he's become a millionaire, because of Instagram. When you think about Connor, who was the other person on the panel yesterday, Connor has been with Zillow, and he was actually our Zillow Flex advisor for 13 years. And the dude secretly was building a video content, video creation company. And now he's launching his company. He has some huge accounts already. And it's all because of the power of social media and creating video. So I have a lot of takeaways. I have tons of notes that I want to share with you guys, but I want to hear from 3 people today about what they learned yesterday. And here's what's more important. I believe it's important what you learned yesterday, and let me not discount that. But more importantly, what are you going to do about it? So I want to hear from 3 people right now. Please feel free to just take yourself off of mute, share with me what you learned, and then what are you going to do about it, and how are you going to take those things and put it into action? So who's going to be the first person to open it up from the people that raised their hand that said they did attend yesterday's session? Who's going to do it? And don't leave me hanging, because I'll just call on you.
Hi, Elias. I wasn't there, but is there anywhere I can watch it? This is Denise.
Hi, Denise. You know, I'll make sure to get the recording for you. That way you can go back and check it out.
Thank you so much.
All right, Tony Knott, let's hear from you, big dog, and thank you for stepping up.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Elias. That was really great watching you all yesterday, just even through the Zoom. And I actually saw Neil once before in Las Vegas. And what I really loved, my primary takeaway is that Neil, if you look at where he's come from in the last few years, as you mentioned, he didn't really show it yesterday from what I saw on the screen, but when I saw him previously, he would show clips of his like first attempts at video. And the main takeaway that I took is that anyone can do this. Anyone can, get in front of the camera, no matter what your own personal, thoughts are about, oh, I don't want to be in front of the camera, or whatever your hesitation is. He's a great example of how you can do it, and with persistence and just commitment to it, you can really grow your business and your brand, and have financial success along the way like he has. So it was really just the main takeaway was like, anyone can do it if you just start hitting play.
I love it. So let me ask you this, Tony, in rapid fire on the answer. What are you going to do about it? From what you learned yesterday, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm gonna start shooting some video today, this afternoon. And, I haven't done too much on Instagram myself as far as business. So I'm going to kind of scale that, up a little slowly. That's sort of what another takeaway I had from yesterday was like, don't, post 10 reels in one day all of a sudden about your business. It might kind of backfire, but basically just taking action, just, pick the topics. And, Kenny provides a ton of topics directly from Reel or from Neil through, I've seen on the Slack channel. You just kind of pick what you want to talk about and the scripts are right there. So yeah, just basically start uploading.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. When I heard from Connor, when we heard from the guys the day before, from Sosi, from Mark, there was one theme that was common. There was one theme that was common. And each of them said, just be consistent with it. Just be consistent with it. Like really map it out. If you look at your calendar right now, is there a time where you sit down and you write? Is there a time where you review some of the biggest hitters on social media and you listen to their hooks and then you decide, okay, how is this applicable to what I'm doing right now in real estate? And then start developing, your script and then start recording. Literally, you guys can put that in your calendar and make time for that. Because let's go back to what we saw last week. And this was powerful and I shared it in front of the group yesterday. You say, and you make excuses that you don't have time to create content. Has anybody ever said, I just don't have time to create content? Is anybody guilty of uttering those words ever? Right? Well, then you most certainly don't have time to consume content. Because right now, if you look at your insights in your social media and go to Instagram and look at how much time on an average you spend on social media, that number for most of us probably hovers around an hour, hour and a half. Maybe it's longer, but let's just say on an average, an hour, hour and a half. Well, you're telling me that you don't have 10 to 15 minutes? Because here's the thing. What if your consistent posting allows you to become a millionaire in the next 3 years? I'm cool with that. I like that. I want that for my family. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create. And at first, it's not about, oh, do business with me. What it's about, first off, it's developing and building your tribe and building these people that want to know you and want to like you and want to trust you. And then you'll start to see business. If you think you're going to post a reel for the next 10 days and maybe you're going to get some business from it, it's probably not going to happen. You have to build your tribe. You have to build people that like you, and you have to do this consistently in order for this to grow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some slides with you today and give you guys some thoughts, some insight, and some things that are truly, truly working at the highest level. Let's hear from 2 other people that attended or watched that video yesterday. Who else watched that video and wants to share and chime in on this? Steffi, go ahead. I saw the hand. I try to survey, and so if I see a hand, I'm going to always call him.
I was just confirming that I watched it. So I'm like,
Well, now you're here.
now I'm here. Okay. Biggest takeaways other than consistency. Oh, I really, towards the end, I really appreciate when Neil said, like, look at around you and help each other, like share each other's content, elevate one another. When you create content with somebody else and you guys post together, then you're getting all of their followers too, and they're getting all of your followers. So I appreciate that we're really not only representing this culture, but we're really living and breathing this culture of elevating one another, and that there is enough business out there for everyone, and we can do this in a very collaborative way versus gatekeepy or like my business, no business. So that was one of my biggest takeaway, and I think I'm going to really like embody that with me, and make sure that everywhere I go, we're all collaborating, because there is enough business for everyone, and when one succeed, we all succeed, and I love that for us.
I love it. And it goes back to a conversation we had a couple months ago about OPA, other people's audiences, right? You have an ability by sharing, by contributing, by making someone else a collaborator, and really bringing people into not only your following, but to other people's followers. I'll tell you what, you guys, I find it an absolute honor when you guys tag me and stuff. And you guys tag me and stuff all the time. And I feel like it's an honor because this person wants me to share their stuff. And I'm down to share your guys' stuff. If it means that you get more views on the things that you're doing, I'm down with that. So I find it an honor. And so lean into other people's audiences and collaborate with other people. So Steffi, really good stuff. I appreciate that takeaway. Let's hear from one other person on this topic. If you watched the meeting yesterday, anybody else? And Otis, I see you, big dog. We've been missing you, bro. One other person want to chime in? If not, we're going to cruise on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So you guys go back and watch that recording. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a video with you, or excuse me, share some slides with you guys that one of the hosts was gracious enough to share with me. And I want to just put you guys on game. What we're going to do in a moment here is I'll put that slide deck in the chat down below. That way you can have it, you can print it, you can go back and do the work. That way you don't miss anything from coaching today. But what I want to ask you guys is kind of go back to the question that we had last week. This is the time of the year where we're going to really start planning out 2023. And hopefully most of you guys are going to be able to attend our in-person business planning clinic, which is happening on Thursday and Friday. Thursday, we're going to be in Sacramento. On Friday, we are going to be in Walnut Creek. Like I said last week, this is going to be based on a 2-pager. It's the EOS, Entrepreneur Operating System, and then the VTO, which is the Vision Traction Organizer. And it's literally 2 pages. It is that simple. Tony, I owe you a video. I haven't forgot of you. What I want you guys to do right now, before we even get to business planning, is I really want you guys to start unpacking what your business looks like in the next 3 years. I want you guys to really make a vision for yourself for the next 3 years. What does that look like? Who works with me? What kind of, brand have I built? Do I have a team? Do I have an office? Have I made ancillary services in my company? How much GCI have I met in 3 years? How much revenue have I made? So GCI and revenue, that's your top line. From there, how much profit have I made, right? Well, if I'm building over time, that profit might go down a little bit, but I'm going to spend a little bit of money in order for me to grow. Point is that I want you guys to stop thinking about the immediate. Don't think about the next couple months. It's important, but I want you to have a vision that is so big that everything that you do in the months, in the weeks, in the quarters are supporting that grand vision, that big goal, and where you guys are wanting to go. It's very easy to look at the immediate. So I want you guys to spend some time and reflect. And this will give you a really good precursor to our business planning. Then if nobody's there, if there's people not able to come to the in-person, I'll probably do an online session as well, so nobody misses out. But I want you guys to really get crystal clear on what that vision is for the next few months. Next few years. I also want you guys to get very clear on what your rocks are in your business. Does anybody know what a rock is? Has anybody ever heard this term before? Please raise your hand, give me a reaction on the screen below. Anybody ever heard this term? All right, give you an example. Say your goal for 2023 is to sell, let's say, $20 million in volume for the year, right? Well, what are some of the quarterly rocks that I need to put in my business right now in order to support my year vision? Well, I certainly cannot do this without having an effective CRM and an effective follow-up system. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make a decision by March 31st. So by the end of Q1, I have developed my CRM system and all my follow-up processes. So what are those are the rocks, right? Those are the big rocks. Well, what are the pebbles around those rocks? The pebbles around those rocks is I need to spend a minimum of 3 hours each week learning KV Core or Follow Up Boss. I need to watch the videos. I need to go in there and start tagging it. I need to give that list to the VA so they can upload it into my CRM so I can start managing it, so I can go in and start categorizing it. So the rock is make sure that my CRM is effective and I have follow-up systems in place. Well, now all the pebbles are all the things that you need to do in order for you to support that rock. Here's another rock. I want to launch 2 client appreciation events for the first quarter of 2023. That's the rock. Well, what do I need to do in order to support the rock? I need to make sure that I make my list, I'm making my marketing, I have my event right, I have the name of it, I have the location. And what I do is, here's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put that on my calendar. Right? So if I know that I have a rock for Q1 that supports my $20 million of production that I need to do in 2023, well, guess what? That's going on my calendar. By March 31st, I'm going to have ABC done in order for me to have XYZ. So it's not that I just have this goal. What are the quarterly rocks that are going to support that? So here's how business planning is going to go. What are my quarterly rocks that support my yearly goal? What are the yearly goals that support my 3-year goal? And what's my 3-year goal? How's my 3-year goal supporting my 5 or 10 year? Now, based on your age, it might be 5 year. For some of you, it might be 10 if you're in your 20s, but that's the premise of all this. So I want you guys to start getting super clear on what your rocks are. And here's why. How many of you have been guilty spending time on things that do not truly impact your business in a positive way? Is anybody guilty of that? Are we going to be honest with each other today? How many of you have spent, not, I wouldn't say it's a complete waste of time, but it is not the things that are completely things that you should focus on in your business. It's happened to us. We get sidetracked. We do this. We're focusing on other things. I spent fucking 2 hours clearing out my inbox. Like, there's just things that pull us away from our focus. So what I want for you guys in 2023, and I'm going to give you a precursor to that. I want you guys to own your numbers. Whatever it is that you say that you want to produce in this life and in this business for revenue, for profit, everything that you want to create, then I want you guys to get very crystal clear on what your rocks are. Your rocks are going to get you to where you need to be. And you're going to put some deadlines, you're going to put some commitments, and you're going to put some pressure around those things. 2023 should scare you. Your vision should scare people. Your vision should be like, dang, Chris, you're wild. Yeah, bro, I'm wild about my dreams about creating financial freedom for my family and making sure that my daughter has the best life she's ever had. I'm crazy. So your vision should start to scare people. It shouldn't be that you walk into 2023 and 2023 and it kind of feels the same. No, like you've wrote everything out, copious amounts of notes. You have your vision tracker. You have it framed in your room. You're committed to your rocks. You're already right now in November and heading into December, planning out your year. You have dates, commitments, deadlines. This needs to be done by this date. This rock needs to be in place by this time. I have a goal of farming 5,000 homes in 2023. Well, by mid-year, second quarter, I have to have farmed at least 25 homes. Here's the homes, here's the list. So if the rock is I need to farm 25 or 5,000 homes by the end of the year, then what do you need to do? What are the pebbles around that? My list, my person at title, my spend, my campaigns. What am I doing? What am I doing in the community? You guys get the picture here. I need you guys to set some rocks in your life and in your business that are immovable. That it says, you know what? I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I'm working around that rock. Stop doing the shit that doesn't matter in this business. Stop. This stuff needs to get serious. You guys need to look at this. You need to start scaring some people. You need to have your mom say, Mijo, you're crazy. I know, Mom. But guess what? My craziness is going to buy you a house in less than 5 years. You said you wanted to retire, not in this house. You could have the house next door, right? But that's what I'm working for. Remember what I said, you guys. I want you guys working for the Elias, for the Daniel, for the Tony, for the Sylvia, for the Alejandra, for the Andrea of 3 years down the road. What's that person look like? What's that person doing? What type of successes that person had? So you guys' rocks are going to be super important. I want to share this with you because it's fresh in my mind. I had a session with over 65 people and they thought we were going to talk about stats and figures and KPIs and budgets and all of that. I didn't mention any of that. We did a whole session for 4 hours straight based on the things that I'm telling you right now. So we're going to go full tilt next week. So I want to give you a precursor of what to expect. Your rocks are everything to you, everything to you. And you operate based on everything around that. You focus on the big things first, and then you sprinkle the sand, the pebbles, you add the water in. But the first and foremost, your rocks are going to be most important. So let's do this, you guys. I want to, first off, any thoughts, any dialogue, any ideas, anything sparked while we're talking? Anybody want to share anything? And Otis, once again, bro, it is nice to see you here, man. I've missed you. I've missed your energy.
I miss you guys too, man. I've just been working.
Love it, bro. So Alice, you were in Irvine. Sorry, I know this. Alice, you want to chime in and kind of tell me where your thoughts are at since you sat in that session? Alice going once. Alice going twice. Okay, perfect. She said no. Okay. Well, thank you for the honesty. I appreciate that. All right, let's do this, you guys. I'm going to pull up my screen really quick. Let's do this. All right, so these are some things that I wanted to share with you guys. And like I said, I'm going to include this in your in the chat below. Let me ask you guys a quick question and be honest with me. How many of you have ever had any type of limiting beliefs around your social media? Please raise your hand. Has this ever hit you before? I'm not smart enough. I don't look good in front of camera.
I think I look horrible on camera.
Bro, well, you don't, bro. You're handsome. You don't. I don't know where to start. I've tried, but not finding any success. Have you guys fell into any of these categories anytime in your career when creating content? Please raise your hand, be honest. It's happened to us, right? It's happened to almost all of us. So I want to give you some things that we learned in the last couple of days that I thought were really, really powerful. Some of this stuff is going to be redundant stuff that you've heard, but it is important. Reels. you guys need to spend a lot of time every single day. Maybe it's once a day, you release a reel between 8 and 9 o'clock. You release a reel because the reel is going to go out to all the strangers. All right, we've said this time and time again. We want you to open a business that is not just for your followers. Because I promise you, if you designed a business right now and said, only my friends and family can do business with me, your business is not going to do as well as you want it to. Stories. Bring people into your world and create call to actions. Ask them for feedback. Ask them what they would do. Ask them what their opinion is. Ask them, if I was able to get you more information on that, would you want it? Go on and on and on. The stories is you curating your life and bringing them into your world on a daily basis. DMs. I had a great conversation the other day, yesterday. It's like, well, what do I say to these people that are in my DMs? Well, here's the thing. If people are asking you questions about the interest rates, asking you questions about, is this market good? Then that's the time where you spend writing some thoughts out, writing some answers out, writing some dialogue out, because my hope is that if you're posting enough, people are going to start to ask you about these things. So make sure that you are writing really good responses. Make sure that you are sending recorded messages in your own voice, as well as videos, letting them know that you have an answer to what they are challenged with, or bring some light, shed some insight, or provide some knowledge. Basics. You guys know some of the stuff. We're going to go over it one more time. Have proper audio, lighting, and camera. Stop thinking that you need anything more than your cell phone to be a creator. You don't need anything more than this right here to create some fire ass content. This is the one that I wanted to stop on and share some time with you guys. So what I want each of you guys to do is, first things first, is I want you to plan out your calendar for the next couple of weeks. And in your calendar, I want you to put some writing and some content recording time in your calendar. This needs to happen. This is a non-negotiable for you as you grow in this business. So first things here, first, you'll see here on the left-hand side, commit. 1 day a week, write out a script, right? The best way to find the scripts right now, we've shared this multiple times, but I want to go over this one more time. Go to answerthepublic.com and you will find a slew of different topics. Pick a couple, create a video on it. It's really that simple. Record 1 day a week. 3, have it edited. If you want, we can edit it for you internally, or you can hire your own editor. You're going to see this service come up more and more in 2023. It's called Use Jasper AI. If you're not a good writer, if you're thinking about, well, how do I write my copy? I don't know what to put. Well, you can take a lot of that off of your plate and use a caption writer to do that. And they actually produce some really, really good stuff. So if you're having hangups on what to do, then use Jasper AI. Choose music. I don't care if it's trending or not. It doesn't matter. When you're creating a video, make sure that your video, your voice is at the max, and then your music is no more than 10%, because then it will drown out the things that you are saying, and we want them focused on what you're saying. Post 3 to 4 times a week, 8 to 9 o'clock, and share on your story with an intro. Hey guys, I'm about to give them a little precursor. It's a commercial. Hey guys, check out my next reel, because I'm going to be sharing a video that's going to explain how you can save hundreds of dollars on your monthly payment. Cool. All right, cool. Then thanks. Now I got a precursor to what's actually coming. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to start thinking about this cadence and really start incorporating this into your life, into your business, and start making this a priority. Once again, here's some resources that you guys can have. Answerthepublic.com. Lighting, each of you should have some form of light. Jasper AI, your iPhone and your cell phone is everything that you need. And then some hooks. We talked a lot about hooks and topics yesterday, and this was a really, really powerful session. So I wanted to share some of this with you. And we'll just go right into this. Okay, here's what not to do. And I love this, because a lot of times you see the videos like, hey guys, today I'm going to explain to you what a 2-1 buy down is. That is not as powerful as, hey guys, I'm going to share a program with you that's going to save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars on your monthly mortgage payment. Well, shit, I want to listen to that. So stop. Hi, everyone. My name is, or let me elaborate. Today, I want to talk to you about, these are things that are not working, and here's what is actually working. take the topic, say it's down payment. Here's the biggest down payment secret that you need to know. And knowing this, you're going to save tens of thousands of dollars. And most people struggle to save 20% before they buy. And then here's the call to action. Stop telling people to call you. Simply say, share this with someone who's trying to save 20% on their down payment. These guys showed us example after example after analytics about how this is truly, truly working for them. And I want you guys to start following this process. And once again, I'm going to share this slide deck with you guys. Here's a few hooks. And what I'm also going to do is I'll share these hooks with you. Your first 3 seconds is all you have. That's all you have. If you're being like, hey guys, I wanted to create this video, swipe. Hey guys, I'm just checking in. I want to talk to you, but swipe. You have to enter their mind instantly with a hook. And these are some great opportunities and great hooks. So what I would like to hear or would like to know, because some of you are creating some really, really good content right now, I would like to know how and where you were getting your inspiration. So George, you've been creating a lot of great content lately. It's gotten better, it's gotten better, it's gotten better. And you guys, I remember when George was not about creating video. Him and I had a conversation. I'm like, dude, your personality, your style, the way that you are as a human being. I was like, why are you so reluctant to do this? He didn't want to do it. It's changed. And if you follow George, you'll see that. So George, what's working for you? How are you coming up with your hooks? How have hooks changed your process?
They've actually changed a lot, me adding hooks in. I feel like before I was seeing where I was losing people. I was saying, hey, what's up, everybody? This is George, your favorite Bay Area realtor. Because it took me laying in bed one day and I was like watching someone's reel and I was like, that's so right. Neil's right. Kenny's right. Elias is right. Like, you already lost me. Like, I already know who you are. Like, what are you trying to sell me at this point? So what I noticed a while back was that my shorter videos that are 30 seconds or less and that have the most value and information are the ones that are getting the most amount of views. Like, I have a video that's 4 seconds and it had over 12,000 views, and it's literally me just sitting in a tub with a trending song going boom, 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 boom. And then from that, once I saw that hit 12,000 views, I was like, oh shit, okay, they're right. It's the shorter videos that are grasping people's attention. And so I went to Neil Holmes with Kenny and a few other people in Vegas, and I started figuring out, like, okay, maybe writing scripts. Then I started doing accountability with Adrian, and Adrian's going to all these different sessions. So she put me on game on this captions app, you guys. So if you don't want to pay Jasper, download captions. It's $55 a year. If you follow me, you'll see that all my videos this week are all pretty similar, but I've made them all within like less than 5 minutes, taking to record it, taking to edit it, and being able to pay the $55 a year with captions. You can edit your videos, add those captions super quick. You can use the teleprompter that's in there. And today, if you check out my post that I posted today, I didn't even write that caption. I used the caption scriptwriter AI. I put in and I played around with it. And I was like, okay, let's make it for TikTok Reels. Here's a few keywords I want you to put in. Here's 2 sentences on what I want it to be about, and make it relatable to Gen Z, because it's super easy, like a 4th grader, how Adrian told me. Yeah, affiliates captions. And so I put that in there. And then honestly, I think a few weeks ago, Kenny talked about how he put scripts for Neil Holmes in the scripts channel on, what's it called? Love You Too, Melody. And he put scripts in the Slack channel. And so last Sunday, Denita and I literally sat down and we were like, you know what, fuck it. We're not leaving this office. Nobody's here. There's no excuse for us not to make 3 weeks worth of video. So me and her sat there, we made the exact same videos, used the same exact script, used the same background. And we told each other, we have different audiences. It's totally okay. She posted the first video on a few things to prep for before you get ready to buy. And her video blew up more than mine did. And I told her, I was like, damn, that's because you have a different audience too. And hey, that is some great ass information. And so we text every day and we're like, okay, I'm posting this video today, you post that video, but definitely take a look at the Slack channel, because Kenny hooked us up fat with, I believe, 10 to 12 different scripts from Neil Holmes. And I kid you not, they have 12 different scripts in each one. So he hooked us up with over 100 different scripts. There's no reason why you shouldn't be creating video because he literally gave it to us. So don't sleep on it. That's exactly what I did. And we have different audiences. So you can literally say the same script, change your background up, add emojis, and it's sharing is caring, you guys. So you can crush it. Don't be scared.
I love it. You know, here's the thing, man. Listen to this. So there was a time when we met George, when he joined this team, that he was so reluctant, trepidatious, didn't want to do it. And I pushed him, I pushed him, I pushed him. And like to see him evolve into where he's at right now, you guys, it literally just takes you committing to this. And hear what he said. We made sure that we're spending time in the office, writing, recording, coming up with our hooks. And like, that's a part of your calendar, right? When you're going into 2023, your guys are going to get busy. You're going to run in all kinds of different directions. This needs to be a priority. And I want to share a few things with you guys, and I appreciate you chiming in and your contributions. So let's take a look at this dude. This dude has been in the game and on social media for less than 2 years. Less than 2 years, and look how many followers he has. When you look at all of his reels, you guys will see this is all about education, and this is all about addressing a concern and educating the consumer. That's it. So if you guys need inspiration, look around. You guys are going to see the same style of videos over and over and over again. Now, the thing that makes it different is you. So check this out. So this was one of our speakers this week. This guy went from being a pastor now to being a lender, and his business is blown up. And you guys can see this, how to hack the 2023 rate drop. Worst mistake renters make, right? Get higher rents with the investment property type. So it's like you have to have a hook, right? Even as much as, hey guys, how are you? That right there, they looked at the analytics, it's got them less views than them just going right in with the hook, right? People like you, but at the end of the day, what's in it for them? If they know what's in it for them early on in the conversation, then they have a higher propensity to watch that video and watch it to the very end. And guess what? When people watch your entire video, then guess what the algorithm says? Like, this dude or this person or this woman is interesting. You're going to get more likes and views because of the algorithm, because people watched it in its entirety. So you have to think about that. You have to look around at all the people that are creating these cool videos right now and say, you know what, I can do that. And here's the thing, you can jack some of this stuff. You can R&D some of this stuff. It's okay, because no matter what, nobody's going to be Steffi. Nobody's going to be Alejandra. Nobody's going to be Omar the Realtor. They're not going to be you. So you take this information and you make it fun, you address a concern, and then you follow up with a call to action in your caption. So you guys, we're going to be spending a lot of time on this. Obviously, this is the era that we are in. This is the era that we are here to, this is not a fad. Instagram and creating videos is not a fad. This is part of our business. And like I said earlier on, what if you did this consistently for the next year and your business blew up? What if you made $500,000 in this last year? I mean, what if you made $1 million in the next 3 years because of your awareness on social? So we talk a lot about really getting aligned with what your purpose is. Let's see, sorry. What's the dude's, oh, this guy's name, sorry. His name is Mortgage with Soci. We talk about this all the time.
No, the one before him.
Mark Bowie.
Okay.
So when we talk about this all the time, really getting aligned with your success, you guys all have dreams, goals, aspirations, people in your life that are looking at you, that are relying on you, that are counting on you. There's things that you want to do. You have mortgages, you have travel plans, you have children, you have aunts and uncles that you're taking care of, you have moms and parents that you're taking care of. Well, then you guys need to think about that when you have any fear or any block of you getting in front of the camera, right? Because I have a little bit of fear. We all have a little bit of fear. I have fear every time we get on this call. But when I think about all the things and people that are counting on me, then it helps me to push past that fear, right? Because that's what I'm aligned with. That's what I'm pulled towards. So I'm not going to make excuses for the reasons why I'm not going to show up. I'm not, because I tell you what, you guys, we meet people all the time. We meet team members. People want to join our organization. I've never met them in my life, but you know what they tell me? We've been watching your stories. We've been watching your journey. We've been watching your guys' success, and we want to know more about it. I had an agent join our team in the last couple of weeks. You know why she joined the team? She saw my video. She told me this. She's like, I saw your video about you being an undercover FBI agent for Halloween, and you went to your friend's house where everyone was on LSD and you scared them and thought you were a cop. She's like, that story, right? She's like, I watched your video and I was inspired and it made me laugh. And so that was one of the main reasons I joined the team. I was like, oh, which video? There's a lot of videos. She's like, the LSD video. I was like, what? But here's the thing. It was human enough for her to connect with, to say that, you know what? That's cool. Like, that's somebody I want to align with. Kenny created a video talking about mushrooms while on mushrooms, and like his DMs were like blown up, but that's just who he is. So like, you guys have an opportunity, and I don't want to belabor this. We've talked time and time again about this, but these things are fresh. So a couple things I want to leave you guys with before I open up the mic to you is, first and foremost, is I want you guys to start scheduling these things out. Start spending some time, be like, all right, cool. How many of you guys spend some time doing script role play? Yeah, I see that. You guys come to the office, let's role play. Let's do this. Hey guys, every Friday, we're going to do a content creation day. We're going to write scripts. We're going to view some of these top players in the industry, some of the biggest social media influencers. We're going to take some of their ideas. We're going to create some great hooks, and then we're going to film. You ready? Cool. I'm going to film. Like, that should be part of your plan for 2023. Let's grab some food. Let's get some coffee. Let's sit here for 2 hours and then create. That should be part of your process in 2023. Have somebody that is going to hold you accountable to this. If you are more shy, if you don't like being in the camera as much, that's okay. Find yourself a George. Find yourself a Melody. Find yourself a Vanessa that is a lot more comfortable, and create videos with that person. Create videos with that person. And I promise you, you'll start to find your groove. You'll start to find your niche, but you got to start. So put that on your calendar, commit to that. I'm going to commit to, here's a goal for you. Here's a rock for you. I'm going to commit to 2,500 one-to-one videos in 2023. Shit, that's a lot. Cool. So what do I need to do? I need to get comfortable. I need to practice. I need to write. I need to organize all these things. So if that's a rock of yours, then all the pebbles around it are supporting that rock. Imagine if you did 2,500 one-to-one videos for the entire year. And a one-to-one videos, what's up, Steffi? It's Elias. I just want to say hi. I noticed that you just went to Greece and I was super inspired by all your pictures. You look beautiful, looked amazing. Tell the family I said hello and wish you guys all the best and Happy New Year. Shit, if I sent Steffi that, she'd probably be like, what's Elias up to? And then she looks on my page and she sees my real estate content. She sees my family content. She sees my hobbies, and now I'm front of mind. What if you did 2,500, and I'm just throwing out my number, 2,500 one-to-one videos for the entire year? What could your business be? So think about a rock. What are all the pebbles that are going to support that rock? So I want to make sure that you guys are clear on what your rocks are. I want you to make sure that you're clear on what your schedule is for creating video. And I want you guys to simply just go and do it. Why are we building content rooms for you guys? We're not building content rooms to waste money. We're building content rooms so you guys can build your business. And that has nothing to do with us. That says, what can we do? How can we be innovative? How can we look 10 steps ahead and say, what's going to put our agents and our agent population in the best position to win? Let's create an environment for them to be able to go and build their own brand. There's no other company right now that is doing this, and there will be tons of companies that follow suit. Promise you. When you're a leader in this industry, everyone's going to want to do what you guys are doing. I saw a hand up really quick. Tony, what was the question, bro?
Yeah, when you say a one-to-one video, Elias, you mean like you record a message on video and send it directly to someone?
Totally.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Happy birthday, surprise and delight, follow up, whatever that is, but 2,500 one-to-ones. Nicole, you got a contribution?
Yeah, I was just adding to that. I had put it in the chat, but just in case people didn't know, Vidyard connects to LinkedIn Messenger.
Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. So let's do this, you guys. Let's go around the room and let me ask the question before we move forward. Is anybody clear on their 3-year vision? I know we talked about this, but is anybody clear like where their business is going to be in the next 3 years? At least a vision that you've cast it. I see Will shaking his head. Like, tell me a little bit about that, Will. Like walk us through, what does that look like? What have you done? What have you accomplished? What's your revenue? Like what has been created in your world 3 years from now?
Well, I've got some pretty heavy goals there. I have set a production goal at $100 million for 2023. Whether or not there's a strong chance that I'm not able to hit that, especially with where the market is going. This was all set before the shifts, but I know that I'm going to take a serious chunk out of it. And what I really think in my mind is that within a 3-year period, I'll be able to hit that. You know, you're talking about rocks. There were a lot of metrics that had to be put in place for that to happen. You know, we're doing the door knocking, we're doing the calling, we're doing the mail marketing, CRM working, integration, video work, you know, and many other things. We're doing websites with retargeting. I am no bullshit looking at Yahoo right now, and besides the articles, there is a fast real estate, William Dangler, click here for a list of our real estate videos or services with a video to produced videos, like on my own internet browser. We know that we're having Derek this morning, so we've got people signing up to see property from their website right now. You know, like these things all cost money. They were a year in planning. And it takes consistency to do that. We're feeling this thing right now, guys. We're having to put out content about overcoming rate issues and explaining what is possible in this market for buyers so that we can do anything that we can. You keep hearing back to basics, right? It's absolutely necessary. But even if we hit half of that goal next year, do you know what the GCI, the gross commission income, is on $50 million in volume, right? It's staggering. I produced my first Team Fast deal in Q2 of this year because I was transitioning over from my other company. None of this is bragging, guys, but it's no bullshit from hard work. There was $291,000 in GCI when I checked the other day that was brought in that period. That's fabulous. I'm not willing to roll over and accept that. I want $1 million in GCI. That there's big plans that we have in motion. We want to build affordable housing for people and workforce housing. We want to be able to not just make money in real estate. We want to be able to, I specifically want to be able to use my gifts and my core competencies to make change here while I'm in flesh, for those energies to move through me. And I can't do it without massive action and massive commissions. So really, for me, being a part of this environment with everybody in Fast, the first time in my career that I've been able to be coachable because of the relationship that I've built with Elias, that has given me fire, put fire in my belly. All of you that I hear speak every single day, you talk about taking massive action again. I take something from these trainings, either personally, professionally, or spiritually, every single time I'm in it. And I try to take the very best that I hear from these things and the actions or the ideas that I'm not employing in my plan. I know, ask Elias, he'll tell you, I know bullshit, daily integrate this stuff into the business plan to fine tune that toolbox. So, I really want you guys to take that on. It's easy to put a training on and to mess around and play on your phone, but to really be dialed in and take those notes and integrate them, that's what's necessary for you to hit your goals. Yeah. The question is 3 years. If I get half of that goal next year, where do you think it'll be in year 2? I really believe with all of my heart that my business will be at $100 million production within the next 3 years. And I'm going to do my best to make it happen next year.
Here's the thing, you guys, like, you have to cast a net and you have to cast a vision that people feel, that people are scared of, that people think, wow, you're crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. And watch what's going to happen. And then everything that he does quarterly, annually, up until that supports that vision, right? That's why I said, you guys Will's working for the Will 2-3 years from now. He's working for the Will that has a daughter that is, 16, 17 years old. That's the Will that he's working for. Because check this out. When Will does $100 million in volume, well, he's not, obviously, that's not all his. So let's say we times that by 2.5%. That means that his revenue, top line GCI is $2.5 million. From there, you have to take your profit and splits and everything. So it's like, what a lofty goal. But when you're attached to everything that needs to happen, and you understand not only the big number, my revenue, what is my profit, what are my measurables, what are my rocks, now you have all the support for the vision. Don't cast a vision and not understand what your rocks are and what needs to happen. Because I promise you this, there's some operational efficiencies that Will needs to have in his business in order for him to have $100 million in sold volume. There's going to be operational efficiencies such as assistance, such as database management, such as type form, such as the funnels and click-throughs, all these things that he's working on. Some of them he has in place. But to have $100 million in production, guess what? He's probably going to need an assistant staff of probably about 5 doing different things within his organization. Because I promise you this, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. If you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. So as he grows in his business, as you grow in your business, you have to look at who is that person of tomorrow and what are all the things that I need to do, because I don't want to live in this immediate, right? I don't be, oh, transaction, good, it feels good, pick up call, great, go to bed. Like, I want to work for that. You guys, I'm taking this thing international. Right? We're launching a fast subscription model. So where people want to take advantage of all the systems, benefits, services that we've created within this beautiful organization, they'll have an ability to do so. And they'll pay us a monthly subscription fee in order for them to take advantage of everything that Fast Real Estate has created. What do they get to keep? They get to keep their own identity. Where do they get their fuel? They get it from us. What do they pay us? A monthly subscription fee. And it goes up in tiers based on the amount of services that they use. That's my goal. Because I get to take this shit nationally, internationally. So put people on game with everything that we've created. Because I'm a team of 25 people, but I want to grow to 150 people. Well, now you have billion-dollar systems that you don't have to spend all that money on. That's my goal. Is now I get to take this internationally. So, Will, I appreciate you sharing your vision, man. I'm supporting. I'm behind that. Let's go to 2 people, quick takeaways. Cam, I want to hear from you. Takeaway from today's session. And Judith, did you put the link in the chat? Go ahead and put that link that I sent you in Slack there it is right there. Perfect. Cam, takeaway from today, and then we'll go over to Omar, takeaway from today.
Takeaway
nice
from
shirt.
today.
We're twinsies.
Thank you. This is one of my favorite shirts in the whole world.
Okay. And you guys asked, this is limited edition. We only printed about 15 of these. They no longer exist. The quality is not that good. Go ahead, Cam.
So I didn't get a chance to make it or to watch the seminar, but I feel like I got a nice rundown today in terms of creating content. And I wanted to say one thing. Omar created a video the other day on his Instagram with this whole very organized content calendar. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out, because I'm telling you, I need to work that, but he's got it completely under control. I want to be more consistent. I like what George said about, the smaller videos are sometimes what create the most attraction, and they're still valuable, but they're just short, sweet, and simple, and they reach the audience that you want to reach. My other big takeaway is have a goal for the next 3 years, just to keep yourself accountable in some way, shape, or form. Because if you have something like I wrote something down with Elias a couple weeks ago, and it was a 3-month plan, and I didn't look at it for maybe another month. And I just checked it the other day. And since I wrote that down, I've checked off 4 goals. And I didn't even I wasn't thinking about those goals. I think that's the beauty of when you're manifesting goals, is when you manifest it, you write it down, you put it aside, and then you just keep moving on as if kind of doesn't exist because in the back of your head and you know you're doing things to get yourself there, but it's not this like, I need to do this goal, so I'm going to focus on just this specific goal. And then you maybe only reach that one. But having a 3-year goal is super nice because you can look back in 3 years and go like, I did all these things that I wanted to do and I wrote them out and they just happened because I was doing my job, loving it. And yeah, that's my takeaway.
I love this. And you know, you guys, when we do our business planning, we're going to start with the exercise of really getting in alignment with your core values. And I've said this time and time again, because what's going to happen is that now you're pulled on values and now you're pulled on your vision, right? It's a lot easier to reach that when you're operating within your true like heart's desire, right? Like, what are my values? What are the people that I want around me? What are their values? And what are my core values? I'm going to operate within that always. I promise you guys, it's like family. We've mentioned this before. Like, think about those. I'm from an Italian family, hardcore Italian values, right? When you sat at the table, things that you didn't say. My grandma on my Mexican side, if you put your elbows on the table, you got smacked with a tortilla. Like, straight values, right? You didn't sit down at the table until mom sat down at the table, right? You were respectful. And then for families, if you guys say grace, right? If you guys have a family culture of, hey, we have grit, we have empathy, we love our brothers and sisters, like whatever that is, right? Like, values is how the family operates. And without those values, you always have that one uncle that or aunt that tries to fuck everything up, but the values are what keeps your family strong. So Cam, I appreciate your insight. Let's go to Omar. Omar, wrap up the session, bro. Key takeaways, and let's go ahead and close out the room.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My biggest key takeaway was hooks and value, because I feel like I'm losing myself when I look at my content. So lately I've been kind of just auditing all of my content and trying to see how I can change it moving forward so it could be a value. And also, if you guys haven't seen that Notion reel, I suggest you go watch it. And if you want that template, I'm more than happy to share with you. It's totally helped me stay on track and organize all of my content. And then also, for anyone who needs any ideas on any type of content, what I do every morning is I look through my subscription emails, like list reports. So any topic that they're talking about, I just open that article and I pull 2-3 key takeaways, and bam, there's your like minute reel. So it's fairly easy. And also on Slack, can you post all those market updates? Those are quick little articles that you could turn into 45-second, 1-minute reels that are of value and information that consumers might like.
I love this. Omar, great stuff, man. You guys stop making stuff that is just copied and then you post it on your wall. If you do it, let's take a KCM blog or something you see about interest rates, stop doing that, because that's the content, right? The content is, oh, year over year, housing is down, or there's days on the market is down. That's the content. We'll give it some context. Like, all right, guys, just posted this. I want to share with you what this means to you if you're thinking about buying a house in Contra Costa. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? Give it some context, right? The content is just the static. Well, what's behind it? Explain how that actually serves a consumer. So you guys, I'm excited. I'm pumped up. Tony, we got to wrap up the room, brother. Rapid fire.
Well, maybe someone can post this later. I was just curious about any particular resources like Omar just mentioned, where there's people get good industry related content information.
Go, two things. Answerthepublic.com and go to market updates in our Slack channel. You'll find all the information that you need to create. All right, guys, listen, have a wonderful, wonderful day. As always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. And I tell you what, I am so excited for you. And I'm excited for the year ahead, because it's going to be the best year that you guys have ever had. And you guys have to own it. So have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.